Let's explore building a registration site in Stova. I can take an existing registration site and I can clone it, and that will allow me to maintain look and feel and all of the build details. Everything clones from my registration site, excluding a registrant list. For now, I'm going to create a new event from scratch. Confirm that I want to clone the registration module. When you're building in Stova, you can clone different modules from different events and piece together a brand new event. I'll use standard settings for this environment. Now I'm going to work my way across the build details. Basic details will house event name, location, event date and time, and contact information. All of these fields act as merge fields which can permeate any part of the site, including headers and footers, emails, websites, etc. When I'm building my registration site, it will be most important for me to ensure that I have built correct categories for my event. Categories are the participant types who will be registering for this event. Now when I start registration, by activating the event URL that has been generated for this registration site, I will be prompted to select the persona under which I will be registering. If I return to the previous tab, I'll be able to insert questions, and different questions can be posed to the different categories. Some questions are already placed on my account level section, and they will populate all of my new events. I can then add in sessions for my agenda, attach speakers to those sessions if that was relevant, add locations for those sessions, and add in options and merchandise that would appear to the different persona. I can add in hotel and travel options. Once I add in a hotel, I can pose different questions by the different hotels and assign room blocks inside those hotels, which are visible to different categories. Under the travel settings, I can pose travel questions, whether or not I would like to actually book the travel for my attendees, or if they are okay to book the travel settings themselves. In the fees and payment section, I'll be able to assign early bird special dates, and I'll be able to assign prices to the different categories, the sessions, and the options. And different prices can be assigned for sessions and options per those different categories that I had set up. We can apply discount codes and discount rules. We can turn on incentive rules that would apply a discount to certain sessions to encourage people to sign up. Under payment settings, I'll be able to add in the various payment methods we'll be accepting for this registration site. Different payment methods could be visible to different categories. Tax can be applied to the registration site, and I can design my own custom invoice for this registration site. In the look and feel section, I'll be able to add headers to the different pages of the registration site. I can insert internal notes that are only visible to me at many different locations across the back end of this registration site, which will help me remember how I've built it. I can also apply custom pop-up windows at any point throughout registration in case there is information that I do want to make available to the registrants, but I don't want to have a registration site that looks particularly cluttered. In the theme editor section, I'll be able to apply an instant variation on the look and feel of the front end of this site. We have some pre-built templates available. I can apply my own individual logo, apply different images to the background, custom code, colors and fonts. Every piece of this registration site has the CSS coding available to be edited. For example, I'll adjust the radius of the button. Under Advanced Settings, there are lots of different options tucked away in here. For example, under Language and Wording, all of the language and wording on the registration site could be edited. If I look again at my registration site on my other tab here, I could change this to say Start Registration, Guest Information, Confirmation Record. I'm not bound to stay with the language that's available. I can also turn on multiple other languages for my registration site. When an attendee starts registering, they can toggle between the other languages that I have activated. With language translation in the Stova platform, it's easy to upload an Excel spreadsheet of all of the data points throughout the registration site and quickly apply the correct language translation. It is possible to lock down registration and approve certain categories to be permitted to register. It is possible to preload, which means we can preload from previous registrations or mailing lists. This is a convenient factor for the attendee, but we can also block registrations from coming in from any other source. The approval process allows you to prevent an attendee from completing registration or paying until an external party has approved their registration. Once I've completed my build, I'll be able to preview the registration site on a second tab. I can use this tab and keep it active on another monitor while I'm building my site, so I can keep an eye on the changes as they are being implemented. I can perform a public registration in test mode. This current event is not live. In test mode, I'll be able to experience the exact flow without having to complete a true registration. Under reports and functions, I have a myriad of reports available to me. The registrant list, the summary report tend to be my go-to reports, but all of these other reports serve an excellent function and are titled accordingly. If I scroll down a little bit, I also have the ability to build custom reports. With a custom report, I'll be able to turn on this report as a direct link and share this report with an external party. I can password protect this link, an excellent way of getting information quickly out to my partners and other stakeholders. I can import registrations on the back end. I can clear my test and incomplete registrations as I'm building my event, and we also have lots of different ways that you can enable on-site deployment of your event, getting your badges, labels, or full-page certificates ready, allowing folks to self-scan in using a QR code, checking people in yourself as an administrator, using the public self-check-in or the mobile app check-in. Returning to the registration settings, under event name and status, when I've tested my site and set everything up, I can set my site to live. Even when the site is live, I could continue to make changes to my site if needs be. Under the Event Emails tab, I'll be able to edit all of the triggered emails that are available to me. And if I continue to clone emails here, it will save me from rebranding every new email. Several triggered emails are available: the secondary confirmation email, a calendar invitational email, a cancellation email. When I wake up these emails and have them available to my attendees, they will automatically trigger when that action is taken. However, I can add in as many custom emails as I need, and I can choose when to send out these custom emails. Custom emails can be sent to all attendees or a selection of attendees. You can set up your registration site to also allow text messages to be sent at various points along the way. Under registrant rules, you can turn on group bookings. You can turn on the ability for your attendees to log back in and modify their registration, and you can also set up block lists to prevent specific email addresses from registering. For your entire event, you can waitlist and set up an automatic process that will enable the waitlisting to function, where you can select different categories that are now waitlisted and automate that process. Once your registration site is complete, should you need to then build a website for this event, you can navigate over to the website module. Connect that website to this registration site. If you wish to then create a mailing list to invite folks to register for this event, you can head over to the marketing module and create that mailing list, that invitational email, and connect it to this registration site. The mailing list and the email will continue to communicate with this registration site, and as you continue to blast your invitations to register, it will not email to those who have already registered or to those who have already declined the invitation. In the survey module, you'll be able to create a survey and connect that survey to the registration site. You'll be able to pull reports that combine the survey information with the registration reports, and you'll be able to keep track of who has taken the survey from your registrant list. If you do need to create a mobile app for this event, you can connect your mobile app and clone that mobile app for this registration site.